Welcome back to Tech by Pike. Last week, I posted a video of an unboxing and first look of a Razer Blade 16-inch gaming laptop for 2024. It's the most powerful 16-inch gaming laptop that they have available right now. It came with a 14th gen i9 14900 HX processor. It came with the RTX 4090, and it was 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM. It also was a TGP of 175 watts, 4 terabytes of SSD storage, and then 64 gigs of DDR5 at 5600 megahertz RAM, and so forth. And because we'd seen that screen before, everything else is fine. There's an uptick in power just because of the processor as a 14th gen over a 13th, but it's ever so minute, very small uptick. And so what you really wanted to see was the new OLED 240Hz with the same specs on that Razer Blade 16-inch gaming laptop, which they do have available. So I said, okay, and even as of this morning, I get a comment, there is zero reason to buy the 2024 version if you're not going to buy the OLED screen, the one with the OLED screen. Okay, sure, I get it. And I may agree with you, but I have to take a look and see. So, there's that. So I went ahead and returned that laptop that I'd gotten and posted the video for last week and went out and got the one with the 240 hertz OLED screen. All the specs are the same. The only difference is it only comes with 2 terabytes SSD, not a big deal, and it only came with 32 gigs of RAM as opposed to the 64 gigs of RAM that I had last week on that other laptop. And obviously the screen is different. It's a OLED 240 hertz screen, 16-inch, 16 by 10 aspect ratio. And we'll go into all that. Anyway, it's here. I got it based on your comment. You wanted it, so let's get into it. It's 1080p camera on the Razer Blade 16 for 2024. I'm going to do a little typing here. See if you can hear it. And this is my second attempt, and I know that I couldn't hear the typing, but maybe you might be able to. Okay, not bad. Picture quality is decent. Getting pretty old. Other than that, pretty good for conferencing calls, and I'd probably limit it to that. I think we're good. All right, we're checking out the Razer Synapses software where you can tweak some settings of your laptop depending on what you're doing, whether it's gaming or some kind of ordinarily daily task, checking email, so forth. Yes, I have the Razer keyboard here. It's the Black Widow V4 Pro, and then I have the Razer Orochi V2. So that will be recognized within the Razer Synapses software. If you have some backlighting, you can transition that from whatever backlighting format you have on the keyboard of your laptop to an external, which is kind of fun. So anyway, we'll go ahead and go to the keyboard real quick. And then we'll go to the lighting, we'll go to Chroma Studio, and that's what I have it set to at the moment. Now we'll go over to system because we're going to check out what we can do under the performance here. And you have a balanced, silent, custom, and turbo. Custom and turbo you can tweak for gaming. I currently have it on turbo because we're going to do some benchmarking and some gaming here very soon. But if you click over to custom, you can boost the CPU and put the GPU on high, max fan speed, you can check that box, and you can do some CPU overclocking. And here's some different settings that you can use. I'm not going to do that in this particular review, but I do have everything set to high for our benchmarking and our gaming. So we're going to go ahead and do some benchmarking, and we'll move on to gaming after that. So we're going to check out the speakers, volumes, and the higher they get, we're going to see if there's any distortion. History dictates that the speakers here on the Razer Blade will be okay. They'll be good. They won't blow you away or anything, but they'll be decent. But let's check it out anyway. We're going to start with Woken by Purple Dive. I got this on a subscription from Epidemic Sound, and we're going to start her off at 40%. So let me hit play here. Actually, not bad at all. It didn't blow me out of the water, but it got really loud enough, and I didn't hear any distortion at the higher volumes. Some tweets, some bass, not bad at all. So the screen itself is an OLED 240Hz 16-inch display. It has a 16:10 aspect ratio, 2560 by 1600 resolution with a 0.2 millisecond response time. It has a 1 millisecond contrast ratio, and it is Kalman verified. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but they must be very respected in their field. The first OLED display, true design for competitive gamer, featuring a VESA certified clear MR, 11,000 rating, and display HDR True Black 500 to ensure minimal blurring and vivid colors. And then it has an 89.1% screen to body ratio, NVIDIA G-Sync ready, and up to 400 nits of brightness, although we calculated just a little bit over 400. We did our SpiderX Pro test as well, just to make sure that everything was 100% like they said. So 100% sRGB, 100% Adobe RGB, and 100% P3. So exactly what they said. So this screen is really excellent in my opinion, and the only thing that I would say about it is it does reflect a little bit, and so while we were gaming we could see the brightness of the keyboard reflected onto the screen a little bit, so there's a little bit of a reflection issue. I'm not sure if it's an issue, just you know, don't take it out in the sun because you won't be able to see the screen very well. That's my opinion. So I really wanted to test out the 16-inch OLED screen, and by comparing it to my 18-inch Razer Blade gaming laptop from last year. The panel on it is a QHD 240Hz 16:10, 2560 by 1600. It's about a peak brightness of 500 nits. And I just want to do a comparison on between the two of them. And as you can see here, the 16-inch Razer Blade with the OLED the colors are just more vibrant, and the blacks are a true black, and it is just a much more, I don't know how to say it, gorgeous display than the IPS screen, the IPS panel on the 18-inch. So you're right. When you wanted to see this laptop, I get it now. This is a much more richer experience. We did some benchmarking leveraging Time Spy, and this is all out of 3D Mark. We went then to Firestrike. Good scores there. And then we did a storage benchmark. Then a CPU benchmark. Then we went to Speedway. We also ran Cinebench, CPU multi-core score, and then our CPU single core score. We also ran Blender for our CPU and GPU benchmark. This is the CPU benchmark. And then our GPU benchmark. And as you can see, it's above the line, above 6500 here. Last benchmarking tool that we ran was Geekbench 6. This is the CPU benchmark result. And then we also got the GPU result. So we're checking out the fan noise and the temps of the laptop while running on high settings in the game. The benchmarking is set to high. We're using an in-game benchmarking tool from Forspoken, and the fan noise is getting up to about 61 decibels. I think it's 61 to about 63 decibels. And then the temps right up at where the screen meets the actual keyboard, I think it's where the exhaust goes out, you're looking at around 38 to 42 Celsius. And then if you look at the WASD keys, it's probably around 24 to 25 Celsius. The palm rests were around the same, 26 27 degrees Celsius, and then right around the enter key and on the middle part of the keyboard, you're looking at around the same, 25 to 26. It just gets really hot near the exhaust and at the bottom of the screen there. So we played a couple games, Hogwarts, and then my favorite, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Hogwarts, we were getting probably in the mid 150 to 170 plus FPS. And then for Star Wars Battlefront, we were getting between 140 to 160 FPS. These games were set to ultra. So really great performance, no lags, nothing. It was a great experience. Here is our in-game benchmarking spreadsheet. As you can tell, it's changed a little bit from last year. We got everything on one page, which is great. So we did in-game benchmarking for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Red Dead Redemption, Horizon Zero Dawn, Cyberpunk, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If you look at the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, this is kind of the outlier here. On Ultra, you're getting an average of 190 FPS, but on high and medium, it drops 188 to 189, then it pops back up on low, up to 195 FPS on average. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but anyway, the rest of them are very consistent. And just a reminder, the laptop is on high settings on the dedicated RTX 4090, and you got Red Dead Redemption here, Ultra 101 FPS on average, and then Horizon Zero Dawn Ultra 144 FPS on average, and you got the other scores underneath, 148, 159, 167 for low. Cyberpunk, you're looking at an Ultra 93 FPS on average, low is 117, and then Assassin's Creed, you have a score of Ultra 123 FPS, but it goes up, jumps way up to 178 when you're on lower settings. So, all good stuff. So that's it. That is the Razer Blade 16-inch gaming laptop for 2024 with the OLED screen at 240 Hz. You're right. I should have got this laptop in the beginning. I shouldn't have bothered with the other one. I just figured it was so stacked with all kinds of features and so powerful that I just thought it would be a good laptop to review. I was totally wrong. This one is the one to get. I did get that other laptop, Razer Blade, for about $5,100 with tax. This one was $4,500, just a little over with tax. So not only that, did I get a great laptop, but I saved some bucks, $500, just just a little bit over. So thank you for that. This is the laptop to get. If you're in the market for a 16-inch gaming laptop, and I'm not talking about any other manufacturers because we're just in the beginning of the year, but if Razer Blade is the manufacturer that you like the most, just based on the build quality, the specs, just everything about Razer Blade you like, get this one, this 16-inch gaming laptop. It's awesome. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this from Tech by Pike, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. It helps the channel. Not only that, it gives us an opportunity to get more videos like this to you. And for that, we thank you. We'll see you in the next one.